All right, going live. It's about to come back
Good.
on. All right, we back in there.
All right.
Why do you have about Shemel shot?
Call Lord, I have a shot.
We back, we live again. Hey, just get them pre-sales rolling. Hop in the spirit. Let's get it, man.
You had that Hebrews 3.
We're
We're going to hop right back into the topic and cut these devil's doctrines. Okay? Yahushua was born of the union of a man and a woman named Joseph and Mary. Okay? Bring it out, bro.
This is Hebrews. This is 2. I'll start back at 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Right, so Yahushua came in the same likeness of flesh and blood as the children and the brethren that he came to save, man. All right, which were the Israelites, man. Okay, and even if you want to claim, claim that he came for everybody, still, nonetheless, all right, he came in the union.
All right, we good.
More specifically, the Israelites. Okay, Yahushua came for the Israelites, man. All right.
And you can have it back, but I just wanted to say, it says, were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Who that's talking about?
That's Israel.
You know, that's Israel, man.
That's right.
All right, but it says, verse 16, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
The seed of Abraham, man. And that's how you're an Israelite, man. You have to be a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side, man. Okay? So Yahushua, when he came as an Israelite, and the only way you can come as an Israelite is if your father's an Israelite, man. Okay? You can't just materialize. It don't even make any sense, man. That shit don't even make any sense. Most scriptures say the Lord, when the Most High performed the miracle for the blind man, I have seen men as trees walking when he didn't receive his sight fully, right? And then when you read about the trees in Genesis chapter 1, Most High created the trees after their kind with his seed in himself, man. Okay, within the fruit, man. All right, so that means that you have to come from the seed of that man to be of that particular nation, man. Yep. Okay. Yahushua verily not took upon him the nature of angels, but upon him of the seed of Abraham, man. Okay. And then the next verse says, read the next verse, brother.
Hebrews 2 and 17. Wherein all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
Right. So wherein in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. Wow. In all things, that's man. Right. Okay? So which means that his parents had sex and he was born. Okay? She was pregnant, she went into labor, all right, at 9 months, 10 months after sleeping with Joseph, okay, conceiving that night, all right, and she pushed Yahushua out, okay? All right.
And then she in Luke where after she conceived seed, she went and did the sacrifice, the offering.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So she even knew in her mind, in her spirit, that she did receive seed. So she had to go make an offering for that.
God, exactly, man. Exactly. If Yahushua was not born of a union between a man and a woman, then where did the X and the Y chromosome come from, man?
How would he be a Jew? How would he be an Israelite?
How would he be an Israelite? Because you have to be an Israelite on your father's side. And how would he have been a man? All right, it don't add up no kind of way, man.
All you math people. Okay. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Man plus woman equals baby. Easy, man. All right, but this is the reason. Going on in verse 17, it says that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Most High, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
Right.
You know, that's why Yahushua did it, man. He came unto his brethren so he can make reconciliation for the things that we did. You can't make a man, if he wasn't man, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same reconciliation for our sins, all right? A dude the Lord did it so it's a man that we can be able to recognize, that we can be able to say, hey, that brother going through what we go through. That man had the same afflictions and more that we have.
That's right.
You know, that's why he had to make him of seed of man like us, man.
God, man. And what's one of the 2 greatest laws, man? To love thy neighbor,
that's right,
as thyself. Your fellow Israelite.
That's right.
I mean, it's so many cuts, man. And that proves right there that Yahushua came for the Israelites too, man. That doesn't only cut the virgin birth. That cuts that whole God love everybody doctrine, man. And that Yahushua came for everybody, man. He came as a high priest for the nation of Israel.
Hello,
Mind you, this is written in the book of Hebrews, man. Okay, the epistle written to the Hebrews, man, by Paul, man.
first.
Yeah. What group are you guys part of? I don't want to mess up your filming room. Sorry.
You want me?
All right, so
Yeah, it's a question. What's the question?
Oh, what group are you guys with?
we Israelites.
Is it
Black Israelites?
No, we're not black. The word black means what? Void of light, dark, wicked. We're not black. We're different shades of brown.
I make
Because
t-shirts.
this is black right here.
I have a t-shirt company. I make
brown.
shirts for ISUPK. Do you know them?
We're not interested in
Oh.
t-shirts.
Oh, okay. No. But I'm not trying to sell you shirts though. I'm just telling you something that we have in common. I make shirts for a group called ISUPK. They're kind of similar, I think. They have like the Jewish star in a lot of different spots where they make their shirts. I think it's like a similar affiliation though, what you guys do.
We're not affiliated.
But I know. It's not affiliated, but it's probably similar
They fear
though.
God, you know. They're a religious group.
They believe that as well. What do you guys believe?
In some ways.
Yeah.
Certain things they agree on.
Actually, one of them works for us. He's actually a printer there at the shop.
Okay.
And we make shirts for them all the time. There's some kind of event going on this week or something in Washington, D.C. or everything.
We're not sure.
Anyway, if you guys ever need shirts, though, we can help you.
We're good.
All right? I've made shirts that says, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and it's all good. I make it for them.
We're not interested in t-shirts.
All right.
What do you
How's it going,
believe?
guys?
You got a question?
Yeah, what do you like? What do you guys believe? Or is it one? Like you? Is it one belief?
We believe that the so-called Latinos, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Native Americans are the children of Israel, God's chosen people, according to the Bible. According to the Bible, they are.
That's the same thing he believes, yeah.
Okay, but
Are
you know,
do you consider yourself a Christian?
well, we're Israelites. The true Christians are Israelites. Okay, but Christianity that's being taught in these churches are false. It's false doctrine.
Is Christianity in the time of like Jesus?
Say that
Right?
again?
It's Christianity in the time that Jesus lived, right? Like the messianic time or whatever.
Well, Christianity, they push the vibration of Jesus, and Jesus is not his name.
Right.
Yeshua, right?
No, it's not Yeshua.
What is it?
His name is Yahushua. Okay, and his
Okay.
name means he delivers, he saves. Somebody get that in Luke.
It's awesome. I love this.
Even
though I'm
what's
white,
your nationality?
Italian.
Well, you're not white because this is white. The shoes is white.
He's
Okay.
Portuguese, by the way.
That's white. You're not white.
I mean, we're all one.
We're all one.
According to what though?
Children of God.
According to the scriptures?
According to the universe.
Yeah.
You said according to the scripture. Now show me what scripture is that.
What scriptures say that we're all one?
I don't know off the top of my head.
There's no scripture that validates that.
So like,
What
if
does
you
it
need
say?
a
What
heart
does
or
the
you need
scripture
a
say?
lung, you gonna look for a brown person to give it to you, or like a white person to give it to you?
Yeah, once again, nobody's white. You got
I'm saying we all children of God.
We got to understand that nobody's white.
So we're not children of God.
It's different shades of pigment.
The children of God are the
It's
Israelites,
not
according
like
to the
that
Bible.
shirt. It's not like that black shirt. It's not like that white
So
shirt.
the children of God
It's all-
are the Israelites, according to the Bible.
I got a precept.
Bring it up.
This is Isaiah 45:4. For Jacob my servant's sake and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou that hast not known me. All right. So the scripture is basically the Lord chose the nation of Israel to be His people.
Right.
Those are His children. All right. So the world has told you that everybody's the children of the Heavenly Father. But if you read Romans 8:16, it says that we have the spirit of the Heavenly Father. So everybody on this earth don't got the spirit of so-called God inside of them. All right. That's been a false philosophy that the world has told you. But we're in the end days, the return of the
That's
Messiah.
because there's evil in the world.
Who's putting that evil into the world?
The devil.
Their choice.
Well,
Individual's choice.
There's evil in the world.
The person who's creating good and evil is the Most High.
Right.
Oh,
God.
really?
Yeah, matter of fact,
I can keep going on that chapter.
Bring it up, bring it
Yeah,
up.
I can keep going.
We
gonna
All
ask
right,
you- we gonna ask
this
you
is that same chapter. I'm gonna read down to verse 6. Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
The Lord does all these things. He creates good, evil, light, darkness. The Lord sanctions everything. He ordains everything. The God of the Bible, his name is Yahweh. He does everything he want to do.
Right.
And we
But everybody's on that road, and you have your choice of where you want to go.
There's no such thing as free will.
What?
Nope.
Let's bring out the scriptures.
Let me get Job first. We're gonna get Job.
But no. Hold on. Maybe we're miscommunicating. This is what I feel like. I feel like God, whoever that is. I think that everybody, it's the same for whatever, but it's a different language. Everybody has different cultures and they have a different language of the same thing that they're thinking of. That's what I think, though.
But the scriptures do say many people are deceived by their own vain opinion. We have to go by what the scriptures say, and we're speaking what the scriptures say.
But going back to what you were saying in the Bible about how God creates all of it. He creates the good and the bad. I think that He lays it out like He has the plan, right? And it's this matrix, man. You can choose the right path that He lays out, or you choose the wrong path that He lays out.
So there's free will?
Yes, kind of.
Okay, look, we're going to prove
It's like no. You do have free will because you could choose. Okay, well, this is my choice. I can either go like this, or I can go like that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Read again.
I know
Man's
that, though.
goings are of the Lord. How can a man then
You have to
understand
take what I
his
think
own
is
way?
you take like a telegram from the
man's
universe.
goings
God's
are
telling you what way you need to go. It's your choice to go the right way, what He's saying, or if you go the wrong way, you're gonna see how your life's gonna end up. It's gonna end up all fucked up.
always.
So is that your choice or the Lord's choice?
Now that's the question. That's what I'm saying.
It's not your choice. It's the Lord's choice. The scriptures say.
But
read it again.
if you're not taking the cues,
let's read it again. Let's read it again.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
So man's goings are of the Lord. You thought you woke up today and you're gonna come to downtown. No, the Most High is the one who programmed you to do that, so you can meet us. Okay.
I got Job.
Keep reading.
I know.
How
but
can
you
a
go
man-
against
Hold
the program?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me get it for you.
If you go against the program, you're an asshole, and that's why
yourself from dying?
that's how your life turns
you stop yourself
into
from
shit.
dying?
But it's
No, you cannot. My best friend just died 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
And my business partner
Let's
also.
get this Job. Let's get this Job.
And trust me, I know all
Hold
about
on.
Tom.
This is because you said this is the free will thing. This is Job 33 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumberings upon the bed, then He openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that He may withdraw from man his purpose and hide pride from
While
man.
you're sleeping,
So
he's telling you.
the Lord programmed what you was gonna do today
I
last
know.
night, man.
It's true. We were all talking about the same shit. We always have different ways to talk about it.
we're not talking about
Yeah, we are.
If you're wrong, you're wrong.
It's true.
You're talking
It's
about.
so true. And if you're a good person or you're a bad person.
Shemai.
You mentioned this because you mentioned free will, and then you mentioned that your friend died. You know, condolences to your friend or whatnot. But at the end of the day, who on earth ever wants to die? Nobody really wants to die. So if there was such a thing as free will, why didn't he stop himself from dying?
Right.
Talk on this?
Go ahead.
Okay. Because this is, existential, philosophical stuff that we're talking about here. And you know what? My friend died because you want to talk about a parable? I'm going to talk about the parable of the 3 bags of gold. There are 3 bags of gold, right? And then there was a landowner. Have you ever heard this one? Right? And he comes back and he gives 3 of his servants 3 different variations of bags of gold. He gives one like a lot, the most. And I think of this as, I'm going to get back to that though. And I think of it as like a metaphor for talents. He gives them one the most, he gives one like a medium amount, and he gives one like the least amount, right? He says, I'm gonna come back in like whatever, a couple years, and then I'm gonna check on you guys, and we'll see how you invested it, and how you done, right? And then the guy with the most, he invested, and he came up with 500-fold, right? He had so much more. The guy in the middle, he invested a modest amount, and he got a modest return. He lived a good life. I think of it like that's like the middle of the road person who just wants to have a family and just enjoy life and not go crazy, not really go after it. But then there's that last person, that's like Piazza, my business partner. Somebody who hides it, somebody who does drugs on the down low or whatever. What he did in the parable was he buried that gold, and then in a year when he came back and he checked on him, he said, "Oh, I didn't want to, take the chance of losing anything. I buried it, and now it's safe, and here it is back to you." He said, "I banish you, my wicked servant."
So what does that have to do with free will?
That's free will. That's what I'm talking about. He has the program.
No, it's not.
And you can choose what you're going to do with it. How are you going to go? How are you going to use the talents?
No, it's not. You want to know why it's not
Why?
free will?
Why?
Because that wicked servant, the Most High gave them over to their own lusts.
Right.
That's why. And the Most High foreordained that person would be chosen to that delusion. The scriptures say the Most High is a potter that has mastery over the clay. Of the same lump he make one vessel unto the honor and another unto dishonor, man. All right, the scriptures say that
it's the same thing I'm talking about.
The Lord's Prayer.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Right, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom comes, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Okay, then. So there is no free will of man. There is no free will. The Most High.
I like you guys, though. You guys are cool, man. We're gonna go out and we're gonna grab beers. Listen, if you need any t-shirts, Fat Enzo t-shirts. Why not? We'll make some sick shirts for you guys.
Hey, repent.
Anyway, FatEnzo.com.
If y'all Israelites, y'all gotta repent, get back to the Bible, or y'all will be one of those men on
well, can we stay connected somehow? You guys on Facebook or something like that?
I got Instagram.
We out here every Saturday.
Hey, every Saturday, 2 to 5, man.
All right.
I got a quick scripture if I may. This is Sirach. This is Sirach, chapter 33, verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand, to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. So there's no such thing as free will, man. The Most High created everything, man.
Hey, go ahead, Salachya, bro.
Salachya, we open up with the book of Ephesians, right? How the Most High predestinated.
That's the spirit.
And ordained everything before the foundation of the world, man.
Right.
And Buddy, he wasn't speaking the scriptures, man. We speaking the scriptures. He's speaking his own vain opinion, man.
The dude still could not have answered the question, why didn't this homeboy stop himself from dying? If there's such thing as free will, come on, man. You see something about to happen to you where you about to get put to death. How about you stop this shit if you have that much power?
Or come back to life.
Or come back to life. Or like, you know, forcibly will your spirit not to give up the ghost.
Right.
Like, you can't do that.
Right.
I mean, there's the healthiest people on the planet. They try to reverse all these different kind of diseases. They taking all the regimens and everything, and they still die, man.
Like Dr. Sebi.
Like Dr. Sebi.
Niggas will try to reverse all that and die by something so simple like a fucking TV fall on their fucking
right.
Hey,
they're allergic to a spider bite.
Right.
And if I may, man, you know, niggas just want to have free will so bad, man.
Right.
You know, niggas want that, man. You got to get out of that mindset, man. This is the Lord's show, man. All right, all of that, I want to do what I want to do, man. That's the reason why we in the state we in now, man. That's the reason Israel went against the Lord in the first place, man. Doing what you want to do. All right, and I just want to read this because he talking about the 3 bags of gold, you know, not understanding the scriptures, not understanding how talents work, but you got to understand what happened to that wicked servant, man. All right, this is Luke 19:21. It says, for I fear thee because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest down, and reapest thou didst not sow. And he saith unto them, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So you know the Lord is coming back to rain judgment on this place, man. And you still gonna go and be wicked and still talking about I want to have free will? Come on, man. The Lord's on his way back, man. Why not get with his program, man? But once again, that was the Lord blinding them, man. That's all that was. Once again, you showing that free will is not your own accord. Because what do you say? You guys are cool guys. So he might have thought, like, hey, let me join him. But the Lord, like, nah, I don't want him. Right. You know what I'm saying? I rejected him. You know? And that's how the spirit works, man.
So you ain't no free will, because if it was free will, he would have been able to get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Jake just want to do what he want to do, man.
Right.
You seen Jake smoking cigarettes. They both was Jake's, you know.
I got a precept. This Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Wow, so hey, we brought this out earlier. You brought it out, right? Yeah, you brought that scripture out. How the Lord killed, how he make alive. This is this is the Lord's show, man. You Israelites, you wicked Israelites, you just want to do what you want to do, man. But there's no such thing as free will, man. Everything is predestinated and predestined, man. You got that Jeremiah?
Right.
Bro?
The difference between the elect and the wicked is that the Most High has predestinated the inclination in the elect to fear the Lord and to have faith in Him, man, and to desire to do what the Lord wants them to do in righteousness, man. Whereas 2/3 of the wicked want to do what they want to do, man. And so the Most High give them over to that lust so they can be destroyed, man. And the Most High predestinated the elect to have that inclination so that they can be saved.
It's just like how the scriptures tell you. It's just how the scriptures tell you that the Lord created a spirit of vengeance, right?
Yeah.
With that spirit of vengeance cannot get out of the lot of doing what the Lord wants to do, which is to what? Appease that wrath.
That's right.
I got
What
a
the
question.
fuck?
So, as far as like the Sabbath, right? What determines the Sabbath?
New moon.
What's that?
Let's get it. Sirach 43. Get Sirach 43 and let's get Genesis 1 and 14.
I got Sirach 43.
Come on.
I got
I'll read it
Genesis.
for you, man. You listen, Kevin. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43. And
Yeah.
I just get straight to the point. This is Sirach 43 and verse 5. I start at verse 5. Great is the Lord that made it, and at His commandment it runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month, Salachya, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully.
Hey, Salachya, can you start up? Can you read that one more time?
Alright.
Just so the brother can hear you.
Okay. This is the book of Sirach 43 and verse 5. Great is the Lord that made it, and at His commandment it runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world.
Right. So the moon, all right, was created as a declaration of times and signs of the world. All right. So the Sabbath day and the high holy days are dictated by the new moon, because what dictates a month, what determines a month, is when the new moon starts. Okay. The new moon is what dictates the month. When you actually go to the word month, if somebody can bring that up in the etymology.
Bring it up right now.
All right. When you actually go to the etymology, which is the origin of the word month, all right, you can you'll find that month goes back to moon or new moon. All right, that's what dictates the month, and that's what dictates the Sabbaths and the high holy days. And also, I have a precept in Amos chapter 8, verse 5. After the brother brings that out, you got it.
I got it right here.
Mm-hmm.
This, you said moon, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, month.
Month? Yeah, month.
And if I may, while they're looking for that, I just want to say, you know, a lot of people believe the Sabbath is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, but that Roman Gregorian calendar was made very recently. When we were in the wilderness, we had no calendar. All right, our calendar was the moon. All right, they weren't walking around like, hey, yo, is it Friday? Is it Saturday? That wasn't happening. So how? And it says in Exodus and Numbers that we were keeping the Sabbath day during the wilderness. So we didn't have a calendar. So how did the Israelites keep the Sabbath without having a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? That wasn't happening. That's because they were following after the moon.
Right. Which is what the Most High decreed from the beginning. All right.
And I was gonna mention that just like when you watch any historical piece in movies, when they talk about certain times, they'll tell you 3 moons ago or 4 moons ago, because that determined the month.
Or they'll say, how long have you been around? Oh, many moons.
Yeah, many moons.
Yep.
Or Salachya, I'll go on this journey until for 3 moons and I'll be back in 3 moons.
Right,
you know?
right.
If you look up, Salachya, if you look up new moon in the blue letter, it means month. So you know, new moon means month.
Right, the month is dictated by when the new moon starts. When the new moon comes, that's when the new month starts.
And also the first day of the month.
There you go.
The first day of the month.
So 7 days from that point, that would be the Sabbath.
Yep.
Which the new moon would be a Sabbath, and then 7 days from that would be a Sabbath, and then 14, and then on and on.
And so on and so forth.
It says month. 1/12 part of a year, one of the 12 parts into which the calendar year is arbitrarily divided. And it says, originally, the month was the interval between one new moon and the next.
That's right.
It cognates mean only month, and the
I mean, really, that's all.
Yeah, that's the
all
point.
needed. That's the point.
I'm gonna get this too. This Genesis 1:14. It says, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and to let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. All right, so the sun and the moon are signs for seasons and days. The Sabbath day is dictated by one of the signs of the heavens, which is the moon. It isn't dictated. The Lord didn't say, hey, look on Monday. You'll never read Monday through Saturday in the Bible. Not anywhere. Not anywhere. All right. So it's talking about the moon as a declaration for days and seasons and signs, man.
Right. And that wouldn't even make any sense, because first of all, the reason why you don't see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on and so forth in the Bible is because all of that stuff goes back to Greek, Roman, and
Greek gods
and Norse mythology.
Where you get Sunday from? That's a sun worship. That's where they get that day from. You know, Saturday and Saturday. That's Saturnalia. All right, that's a Greek, Roman, wicked pagan custom. That's where they get those titles from. And everything is off. Even if you think about the months. So we got if you think about December means Deci, which is 10, but they have it as the 12th month. All right, so everything based on that Greek calendar is wrong, man. All right, we got to follow what the Heavenly Father ordained, and that's the moon, man.
Right,
So
October,
which
means 8, but it's the 10th month.
So when you count 7 days from the new moon, then you do it every 7 days from there.
So like this week, the Sabbath was Thursday sundown to Friday sundown. So next week it'll be Thursday sundown to Friday sundown. But then I believe that's the last one for the month, and then we switch based on the new moon for what the days are going to be.
So how do you get the term of the moon?
So you, well, I mean, you can always look online. They'll tell you how the new moon is set up. But when you look at the actual moon, you can look at new moon. You can look at new moon. No, you can look at new moon calendar, because they can't lie about when it's going to be a new moon or when it's going to be a full moon. They can't lie about that, because we can look up and tell. All right, but the new moon, you won't see a moon in the sky. All right, new moon is gonna be black. You're not gonna see the moon, but you're gonna see, because the signs of the moon are you got the new moon, you got a crescent, a waning crescent, and a waxing crescent. You got the waning gibbous and the waxing gibbous, and you got the full moon. So those are the month and moon cycles. So when you'll see the moon is half full, you'll be like, oh, we're halfway through the month. All right, and you see the new moon, that's the refreshing of the new month again. All right, so that means that's how the Sabbath is dictated.
Well, not if it's half, it's not.
Well, Salachya, full. Salachya.
So it's basically, it's like I think it's waxing. Then you have the first quarter,
right?
Whatnot, and then it goes in.
Yeah, first quarter. I said crescents and gibbous. I only know this because of damn astronomy class I took before. But the brothers right, full moon is the half. Salachya.
Right, so like the brother said, you can look up the phases of the moon online. There's actually apps, which brothers have got the moon app, okay, which right now it's not working. But if you could just come and look for a second, that's the moon app. All right, there's actually an app that you can download on iTunes or whatever, Google Store, whatever. It's an app called the moon, and it'll let you know when the phases in the cycles is. The moon. Yeah, the moon. Right, there you go. Right there. That's it. God, and that's that right there. Now the precept I was referring to earlier, Amos chapter 8, verse 5 or verse 4, it says, "Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, and even take the poor of the land to fail," or even make the poor of the land to fail. Verse 5, saying, "When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small, and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances of the sea." Right. Okay, so the new moon and the Sabbath go hand in hand.
I'm just literally just shaking my head out. Brother had already told me, but I just wanted a little bit more detail. But it's sad, man, because I've been going off. You know what I'm saying? I've been just watching videos. I ain't really how to count. Once the brothers told me, y'all gonna be out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me come out here and really get it in person versus just watching, other brothers that's online. Speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? They keep the Sabbath Fridays, sundown and Saturday sundown. So I'm under that impression. I'm fresh into the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do right.
Right.
But you got what what you would call false doctrine, pretty much. Like you leading me wrong, you know what I'm saying? So I'm, you know, Friday, I'm trying to rush home. I'm trying to, you know, and make sure that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do everything to my best ability.
First thing, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua, number one. Secondly, you know, when it comes to the Sabbath, we do the best we can, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we follow that as best as we can, but you ain't gonna be perfect on the Sabbath, man. We all gonna do things on the Sabbath we ain't supposed to, but that's when we gotta pray and ask for mercy. You know what I'm saying? Because we still in captivity. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that we ain't gonna we doing it. It says rehearse the righteous acts. So you know what I'm saying? But you know, and that I was on the Friday Saturday thing too till I came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? When I was following other people, I was doing that too, man. I denied a good ass job because I was like, I can't work on Saturdays. I did a good ass job, man. But that was the Lord still showing His mercy on me to get me to figure out that it was right. After the fact, I'm like, damn, I could have had that job, but maybe the Lord ain't want me to have that job. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's stepping stones and it's building blocks, brother. So hey, that's what we out here for. You know what I'm saying?
It happens, man. Like the brother said, rehearsing the righteous acts. Judges chapter 5, verse 11. Okay, it says, "They that be delivered, or they that are delivered from the noise of archers and the places of drawing waters." Okay, and they are the ones that are going to be delivered are the elect.
Fast, so it's hard. I can't really flip through it that quick.
Okay, sorry, I apologize. Judges 5 and 11.
I can just type in my phone.
No, you can look in your sword. We will bear with you.
Oh, you gonna
yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judges 5 and 11.
Hey, even though we all use our phones, it's better when you touch this book, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel the power. You know what I'm saying? So hey, and plus that helps you learn the chapters better. So take your time, brother. We'll bear with you.
You said Judges, what it is?
5 and 11.
Judges 5 and 11. Amos 8 and 5. I believe. Yeah.
After you, right?
That would be better. Yeah, I forgot mine in the car.
Judges 5 and 11, it says, "They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water." All right. Now, they that are delivered is going to be the elect. Okay. Those that are going to be saved. In the places of drawing water representing a place of servitude or captivity. All right. It says, "There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates." All right, so it says while we're in the land of our captivity, while we're in the places of drawing water where we're going to be delivered from, that's where we're going to rehearse the righteous acts, which rehearse also means to speak, okay? But that comes with action, like a rehearsal, like you might have a wedding rehearsal. All right, you might
get prepared for it.
Yeah, getting prepared, trying to do the best you can. Now, with that comes the fact that we're going to fall short, okay? Because as much as we try to keep the law, you know, of course, we're in captivity, we're in the flesh. Sometimes we might forget it's a Sabbath, you know, which we try not to. Okay, sometimes you might have to go to work. Okay, sometimes, all right, you might have really wanted to prepare for the Shabbat, make sure everything was in the house, make sure you have food, so on and so forth. But maybe you was broke that week, and you came up on some money on the Sabbath day. You ain't gonna sit at the house and starve all day, right? You know, so you see what I'm saying? You know, we're in a point of rehearsal, man, and that's why ultimately, you know, we in this flesh and we in this captivity. That's why we need Yahweh Shai, man. We rehearse the righteous acts, we keep the laws to the best of our capabilities. All right, but we understand that the Most High sent Yahweh Shai to die for our sins anyway, man. So of course, by faith, we establish the law. All right, we're Israelites. Okay, we're supposed to keep the law. That's our custom. All right, it's the law.
That's our wisdom.
Right, that's our nation. Right, that's the law.
That's the law, man.
You know, it's the law. Like you come to a stop sign, you stop. Why? Because that's the law.
Right, exactly.
You feel me? You feel me? But what, you know, but nonetheless, we still need to be saved at the end of the day, man. And when we're in the kingdom, we're gonna keep the laws perfectly, man.
I was just saying, because you remember we're in these chains of darkness. You know how much time you done remember this Sabbath, actually held the Shabbat, and the next morning fuck around and turn the stove on by mistake to fucking boil some water to make some tea. You damn near forgot, man. Because you're in this flesh, man.
Come.
Alright? So you don't gotta.
I had another Sabbath precept.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 66 and 23. "For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain. Oh, Salachya. Let me start at 23. Salachya. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. Oh, Salachya. Isaiah 66 and 23.
White man did black people bad back then. Wow, slavery time.
All right. Isaiah 66 and 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So the new moon and the Sabbath are one in hand, and that's how we come to worship before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. You know, one new moon and the Sabbath, they go hand in hand. You can't do a Sabbath without the new moon.
I got the etymology of the word calendar. It says this etymology.com. It says
the etymology of the word calendar.
Okay. This is on etymology.com. It says, as the priests did in proclaiming the new moon that marked the calendars. You know, and it says in Rome, new moons were not calculated mathematically, but rather observed by the priests. You know, they observe the new moons. The new moons they mark our calendars. So that goes by the new moon, which is the month.
That's the real calendar, man.
Right.
So why they going off like that?
Why? What you mean? Why who?
Yeah, like
because they don't want the Lord blinded them first and foremost. You gotta understand that. But that's okay. So look, where did they get that from? Do you know where they got it? The Amalekites do that. The so-called Jewish people. Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2.
Hold on. Wait till you get it. Call it out. But don't read it.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and 2.
It's a bad dude right there.
That's right.
That dude dangerous, bro.
All right. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heaven are dismayed at them.
The heathen are dismayed at them. So it says, follow not the way of the heathen, man. And so they got Friday sundown to Saturday sundown from the so-called Jewish people. They do that. And so anything that they doing of you doing that is wrong. Right. If they doing it, it's wrong because they are the thieves of our custom. Right. All right, they try to steal we do and do it their own way. And they polluted it, they watered it down, changed it. They're not the people of the Heavenly Father. They don't
added things to it.
Took things away. You know, so they're not the people of the Heavenly Father. So they're not going to be able to understand that the moon is the dictator of the Sabbath. All right, so they're like, hey, seventh day. Hey, the 7 days, Friday to Saturday. So let's do that. So these other camps, that's where they got that from. All right, and they're not going according to the scriptures. Right. Because if you ever say, be like, hey, where y'all get that? You know what I'm saying? Monday through Saturday nonsense. You know, it's not in the scriptures. Right. It's nowhere in the scriptures, and that's what we go. We follow the scriptures, man. You know, we follow after the spirit and power of the Heavenly Father, man. Not this world and not the other nations.
So the heathen is just pretty much anybody that's outside of
the nation of
Israel.
Yep. Right. Which you know are people being scattered amongst the heathens, you know, and keeping their customs sometimes in the scriptures. Even people who are physically born Israelites are called heathens.
Right.
So because we're living like them. Yeah. That's why we go into the scriptures like which I'm not sure if you know, but you might read Paul's epistles about the Gentiles and stuff like that.
That's my next question. I can't remember the exact verse, but or word for word when they say well, he said neither Jew nor Greek, yeah, and they're just like, oh, see, they just said that we can come in, you know. You get what I'm trying to say, or
okay?
I can't remember the exact verse, but I'm just trying to verify the information that I have. You know, I don't want to be going off.
We gonna get you together, brother. Right. This is 1 Corinthians 12 and 2.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Time started over. It said it started over. They didn't cut off.
As long as it's rolling. As long as it's rolling.
Edification coming out anyway.
That's right.
What channel you got it on?
GMS.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 12 and 2.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Right. So we were Gentiles, right? Why? Because we was carried away into dumb idols. We was in Christmas, We was being African Americans. Okay, we was celebrating Easter. Okay, you was worshiping this nigga right here.
Yep.
Okay, I like to call him a nigga because these are the real niggas right here. Okay, Esau's the real nigga. Okay,
I knew something was wrong, man.
all right, and so on and so forth, man. Okay, so we were Gentiles. We was acting like them. So in certain parts of the scriptures, especially Paul's epistles in the New Testament, when he's talking about the Gentiles that came in and so on and so forth, there's neither Jew nor Gentile, Jew nor Greek. He's actually talking about Israelites that are living as Gentiles, living as Greeks. Okay, and not Ephesians.
John.
Get Romans 10. Get Romans 10 where it says there's neither Jew nor Greek, but the same Lord over all. Right there. Con. You can start at verse 11. Romans 10 and 11.
Romans. Hold on, let him get it, bro. So after the Gospels, you have Acts, then you have Romans. So Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, and Romans.
Okay, appreciate it. What?
10. Romans 10 and 11.
Alright.
You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 11. For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Right, so they'll read that, Christians will read that and say anybody could believe and be saved. It don't matter your nationality, right? Okay, keep going.
For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. For the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him.
Right, so there's neither new Jew nor Greek. Same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. Right, so they'll read that and be like, see, anybody could come in. It don't matter your nationality, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
So it says, again, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Now, Paul, what was Paul's nationality?
He was an Israelite.
Paul was an Israelite. What do the Israelites believe in? They believe in the law and
Commandments.
you're right, and the prophets. Okay, so Paul, he was raised a Pharisee. All right, so when you read in the New Testament, a lot of things he's saying, he's quoting from the Old Testament. Okay, so when we read scriptures like whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, as it is written, and so on and so forth, he's taking that from another part of the Bible. All right, and the part of the Bible that he's taking that from is the book of Joel. All right, Joel chapter 2. Okay, if you can find it, Joel chapter 2, and towards the end, I believe it's the 32nd verse.
That's the minor prophets. You want to see those in the smaller books.
It's Joel 2 verse
32 or something like that.
28.
32.
Okay.
32, Salachya.
Yeah, Joel 2 and 32.
Hey, don't question this, brother. You know what he's talking about.
You good? You good? I'll bet that makes me double check what I'm talking about. You gotta be on point. So Joel 2 and 32, right? We just read in Romans. Oh, you got it? Bring it out, bro.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered.
Right, so we just read that in Romans, right?
Yeah,
Whosoever believeth on him, it sounds like the same thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Which it is the same thing, to the Jew and to the Greek.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. And the Lord had said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
So it's clearly letting you know that that's directed towards the Israelites.
When it just says it says in Mount Zion or Jerusalem,
Right.
So that lets you know
that lets you know that's talking about Israel.
Okay.
All right, Zion is another name for Israel.
Oh, okay.
And Jerusalem was the capital city of Israel.
Oh, okay.
And
Right.
the word Zion in the Hebrew is Tzion, which means monument. It's the Lord's. We are the Lord's monument.
Gotcha.
Right. I got another one on the name of the Lord shall be called. This is Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words.
He need that. What is it?
Acts 2:21.
Ooh, I just got cut off that. I forgot about that for a second. I got cut just now. Shit.
Acts 2:21 through 22.
I got the word Helen.
Oh yeah, Cont. Yeah, most definitely. Wait till you read that. Acts 2, chapter 2, verse 21 verse through 22. So it says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words.
Ye men of Israel, man.
So that automatically just cut you out, so you can't even say nothing about that. You just pretty much got cut with that.
Who's gonna call on the name of the Lord?
Right, I see what you're
saying. The
Israelites. So those Jews and those Greeks that Paul was talking about were Israelites. All right, what you got to understand is the history. You had certain Israelites who knew they were Israelites and called themselves Jews because of the customs, all right, and the cultural background that they came from. They actually were knowledgeable about that. And you had the Israelites who were scattered amongst the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. And over a process of time, they took upon those Greek customs. The same way we over here in America, we was calling ourselves Americans, Haitians, Dominicans.
And Greeks. Bro, I was in the fraternity. That shit, I'm done away with that shit. That's a Greek state of mind. What they call themselves, Greek organizations, man.
Who be the main one in the fraternity?
You know what I'm saying? Niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? That
Who be the main
Greek
one
state
in
of
that
mind,
shit,
man.
bro?
It's the same thing on the earth right now, man. Walking around with them Greek letters on their chest, it's the same thing, man.
Yeah, man.
I got another question. I'm just, cause I got short-term memory, so I'll be trying to hit them back to back. Okay, so let's say like, okay, now you're not supposed to shave or get a tape or not like that. So you know how y'all be like, there's certain things that obviously in the world we gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, like if the Sabbath fall on the day you gotta work, and you still gotta go to work, then, right? Okay, so let's say like a job, like man, I'm not hiring this nigga, man. He ain't clean.
Fuck that job.
Fuck that.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I've been there.
Been there, done that.
Hey, the Lord will bless you with something more, brother. Yeah. I was trying to work at Enterprise like as one of the head managers. I was trying to get a job there. They told me I had to shave my beard. Yeah. I said, oh, I'm cool. I ain't coming back. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cutting my damn beard, man. Hey, you gotta kill me. You gotta kill me to shave my damn beard off, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna happen because that's a commandment of the Lord, man. That job ain't worth it. The Lord will bless you with something else, man. You know, and ultimately those are tests and trials of the Lord. The Lord, like, you gonna choose the world and money, or you gonna choose me? It says man cannot serve mammon and the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So forget that job, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Would you be able to find a job that'll allow you to wear your beard? Like if you're gonna work at a deli. Or you know, or like a place where they cut meat or whatever, you know, they'll give you like a beard. Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna say. Like one of my testimony shit, I went like almost a year and 6 months with no job, just turning people down because they wanted me to shave my beard. And then the Lord got me a job, and then I worked for a year and a half at that job. And then I got fired from that. Within 3 months later, I got hired at the airport. Man, I was working at the airport.
Why do you have
just because I didn't want to shave my beard or get a lineup. I told them I wasn't doing it. They're like, all right, fuck it.
If I may.
And ultimately, this don't got nothing to do with your work ethic, bro.
Right.
You can have the cleanest motherfucker with a 3-piece suit, don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So it don't got nothing to do with that, brother. So if a job won't allow you to have it, hey, forget it.
They only doing that because I'm gonna assume because they already know what's going on, so they just trying to find ways to twist you and make you follow their ways. Pretty much.
They trying to feminize you too. You know what I'm saying? The men nowadays, everybody got the shaved face. You know, trying to make everybody act like women and stuff. Hey, man, forget all of that. We men, man. We trying to be the hopeful elect of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So forget all of that worldly nonsense, bro. It ain't worth it.
If I may say, like, the Lord gonna test you. You know, say if you don't get that job, you gotta wait on the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know, He gonna, you gotta be patient.
Yeah.
And you gotta go through that process. So, just the Lord. You know, the book of Sirach says, whatever come upon you, in the book of Sirach, whatever come upon you, roughly paraphrasing, take it cheerfully.
That's right.
I'm gonna give it to you right now.
Sirach 2, I think it's verse 2 or 3. Whatsoever verse brought
upon you.
I got another one for you while you getting it though. You want it? Oh, you got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get it.
Sirach 2 and
Ecclesiastes.
I'm in there. I didn't know what
2.
Chapter 2.
You can start at verse 1.
Yeah, verse 1.
Start at 1.
It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So that's a point right there because you say you're gonna serve the Lord, at all points of you trying to follow the Lord, Satan gonna be there to tempt you to see if that's what your mind really is for. So and that's the Lord sanctioning them to go about to make sure your mind is on Him. You feel me? Are you really about the Lord's business? So at all points you gonna be tempted. So the Lord is literally reassuring your mind, letting you know, yo, you gonna come serve me. You better prepare your mind. You won't be tempted. All right, that's right.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble.
How do you set your heart aright, man? You set your heart aright by constantly staying within these scriptures, constantly fellowship with brothers, praying. If spirit jump on you, fasting. All right, and just overall staying in the guidelines of the Holy Bible, man. All right, that's how you set yourself aright. And you constantly endure it, and that's given. The scriptures tell you endure hardness as a good soldier.
That's right.
So you gotta just take it, you know?
That's right. Even Joshua, the first chapter, says, when you meditate in these words day and night, that's how you're gonna become prosperous and have good success. All right, you ain't gonna have good success. People out here tell you, oh, get the biggest job, the best money. That's how you're gonna have good success. The Lord said, if you meditate in these scriptures day and night, then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Yeah, and what's funny is because that good success and that prosper, at the end of the day, what the scriptures tell you in the Apocrypha, if you desire thrones and scepters, seek wisdom.
Honor wisdom.
That's right.
Wisdom. So that's the best success and prosper you're gonna get by sticking to the scriptures.
That's right.
You're gonna end up, the Lord gonna end up seeing that you really about Him, and He gonna trust you with a greater portion. And then next thing you know, man, I could trust this man to sit on the throne and rule my people.
That's right. Store our treasures in heaven, man. Ain't shit down here for you, man. It's like, yeah, it's cool to have a cool car or a nice house and all that shit, but fuck all that shit. The Lord say He gonna multiply us 100-fold, man. You know what I'm saying? Forget all of this nonsense. Go ahead, brother.
And when it talks about the heart, it talks about your mind. In the Hebrew, it's law. So when it talks about, it says, set thy heart aright, you gotta set your mind aright. You know what I'm saying? It talks about your
heart
your mind.
means mind.
Because your heart is nothing but a vessel that pumps blood. You don't think with your heart. You think with your mind. All right?
Right. Sin starts in the mind. Verse 3. Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Again, that goes with saying your heart aright, because you're cleaving unto the Lord by sticking to the scriptures. When you go into James, the 4th chapter, it tell you, draw nigh to the Most High, He shall draw nigh to you. That's right. So the more you stick to the scriptures, the more the Lord basically comes with you and sups with you and gives you these revelations.
He knocking, boy.
The wisdom gonna try you. The Most High's gonna try you, man. He gonna see if you really bout that.
Well, I just lost my job just now. That's when I came up here. I was snapping there, supposed to have my check right, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this?
That's Esau, that's
I put in
Babylon.
37 hours of overtime, bro. What's my check? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was really good. So I was like, man, I put out a little request now. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out right now. Like, have my bread. I'm out right now.
Bro, that's me in Babylon, man. You shouldn't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? We under the foot of our enemies, man. And the scriptures, and we talk about this all the time. The scriptures say you're supposed to be getting paid the same day that you did the work, man. You know what I'm saying? But Esau captivity, we gotta wait 2 weeks just to get a check, and then they fuck over your money, man.
Yeah, they take out taxes. The longer the longer they hold your check, the more taxes they take out of your check.
Yep.
That's wicked, man. That's evil.
That's off, man.
I had another precept though. If you was finished here, Salachya, go ahead.
This is Book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples.
Hold on, let him get.
You said Acts what?
14.
14 and 22.
ACTS?
Yeah, Acts. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts. I guess when we do say Acts, it do sound like A-X-E.
Yeah,
Acts. Yeah, we gotta ask for your ass, all right?
Acts what?
14 and 22.
14 and 22.
Yep, that is this English language. Acts.
It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
That's right.
So meaning that it's not going to be a smooth ride just to get
Exactly.
you.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, the scriptures tell you that we're supposed to enter into the straight gate. That straight gate is a position of difficulty. All right, it's hard. I quoted earlier, endure hardness as a good soldier. You look at a soldier's lifestyle behind enemy lines, that shit is never easy, man. You got bullets flying all around. All right, sometimes your squad might get split up because a nigga throw a grenade, everybody scattered, and the next thing you know, you get pinned down in this building and half your squad over there. And then they thinking you KIA and you killed the nation, so they start moving, and you by yourself. But your whole mindset is you still alive, and you got to get to them. So now you got to fucking fish through trenches at night, hearing all type of shit. People saying, "Oh, there go another one of them shooting at you, you shooting back, just to get home." It's not easy. It's hard as fuck. You know. That's the position we're in. We have to go through that because that's how we're going to receive those crowns, man. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
This is Hebrews 12:5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as Salachya. I mean, y'all know I be so ready, bro. Yeah.
Like,
Hebrews, yeah.
Moving quick, man. What is it, Hebrews what?
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. All right, it says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Yeah, despise not the chastening of the Lord, because a lot of these trials and tribulation we go through is the Lord chastising us, man, for what we've done in our past life. Yeah, what?
Chastising?
So chastising is basically like a beating,
like a punishment.
Yeah.
Like a beating, like an ass whooping.
Like when you go ahead, so like when you was little, what your parents do when you did something bad, they whoop your ass.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing the Lord do. If he trying to get you together, they do it to deliver your soul from death. You know, so your parents whooping your ass, the Lord, even physically, he does things unto us to chasten us. But he's going to go into why he's doing that. All right, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
And you look at it, it was so beautiful because look at the Lord's only begotten son, which was the Messiah. He got chastised, the scourges of men, and he had to go take up the cross. He was obedient.
Thank you.
He was obedient even unto death, right? And in Romans 8 chapter, it tell you if sons, then what? Then join heirs. He took the chastisement, he didn't despise it, and he ended up sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. Now he has dominion over everything. All power was given unto him. All right, so that's the same thing. We're trying to sit next to him, so that's why we're following his footsteps. That we following our big brother's footsteps, so to say.
Right, we join heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with him.
There you go, brother.
That we may be glorified together. That's in Romans 8.
That's right.
That's why I've been quoting all that time.
I got one more verse on that. Yeah, y'all brothers got it. Hebrews 12:9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, right, and we gave them reverence.
Right, because those fathers, I know for a fact, my father, he used to beat me and they actually tell me the reason why he beat me. Let's say somebody tell him that, your son took a pencil from another student. I'm getting beat. You ain't gonna be no thief. Thieves gonna end up dead. Thieves gonna end up in jail. Thieves gonna end up this and that. And then they program my mind, you know what? Let me not go around taking nigga shit. So I might end up dead, or I might end up in jail. All right, and it's the same thing. We gave reverence to those fathers. You know, I can say myself, I done went to my father several times and told him thank you for those ass beatings because I know why. Now I know why you did it. You know, right?
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
Right. So if you gave reverence to fleshly father, shall you not be in subjection to the heavenly Father? And he's gonna give you all. You feel me? So why not be in full subjection in that, man?
We'll take this ass whooping.
I will bear the indignation of the Lord, man.
That's right.
You know?
And we say, I will glory in my infirmities, man. Right. You know, it says, for when we are weak through Yahushua, we are strong, man.
Strong.
So this flesh, that's what you hear brothers saying, man, you know, my flesh is weak. But we're rejoicing in the spirit, man, because we know the things that's coming in this place. We got to think upon the state of our people getting shot down, getting murdered, being in prison houses. Hey, we being chastised and being afflicted, got to deal with not getting our checks from jobs, all of that, man. But right now, we got to deal with these things for a season, man. But the Lord is going to magnify us on a totally different plane, man, if we keep enduring in his word, man, and then believing on him, man.
That's right. Another question. So the quicker we wake up, the quicker this all...
Nah, I don't work like that.
Yeah, I mean
we wish.
It sounds
good.
I'm saying like in the vast majority, like meaning like the quicker Israel wake up is that
well,
sooner that
in so many ways.
Somewhat.
When
nobody knows.
We don't know the day and the hour, right? But we do know that the fall of Esau and this world system is going to coincide with the rise of the nation of Israel. All right, so as you see our people wake up more and more, that's more and more of a sign that the Lord is getting ready to judge this place and deliver his people, deliver the elect. Okay, but the scriptures do say that the scriptures say not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. All right, so the Most High is long suffering. Why? So that the elect can receive the truth, and so that their faith can be built up to a certain level. All right, and then after that perfection, he gonna deliver them, and then that's when he gonna bring the judgment. Okay, we ain't gonna be here one more second than the Lord want us to be here.
That's right. I wanted to say this because what you said was, it's scriptures do say if all Israel would face the homeland and call on the Lord, that the Lord will come in like a wind.
That's right.
In everything.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the Lord has prophecies that have to be fulfilled. All right. So he's not going to allow all Israel to just face home and call upon them without the mark of the beast coming into play.
And that's too easy.
Right. And I mean, 2/3 are allotted to die.
Right.
Exactly.
So
that's my
they
point.
will be missing their death. And you don't do that. You got to land alive.
Exactly.
Out the confusion.
The Lord is gonna deliver a remnant. The scriptures say, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. That's right. All right, that's in Isaiah chapter 10, I believe the 24th verse. Okay, 24, 25, if not a little bit above that.
I wanted to get this Matthew 24 chapter. It's the first chapter after the Old Testament.
Is that 24th chapter?
Yeah, 24th chapter, 14th verse. Because you were speaking about if all the quicker we wake up, the quicker the judgment comes in so many ways, kinda, but prophecies have to happen. All right. Okay. Matthew 24:14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." All right. So this word got to be told to all the four corners of the earth. So all the people got to hear about the judgment, about the return of the Messiah, and these prophecies had to take place, and then that's when the end gonna come. So it ain't just about who we can wake up. Hey, it might be the day before the Lord about to return. He might wake up his last person, the last 144,000, last person of the 1/3, right then and there. We don't know.
Scriptures talk about the
11th hour.
That's right.
Right, man. But hey, man, we are in the times where this gospel has been pushed to the four corners, man. All right, everybody know about the Israelites, man. You got camps all over, whether they part of Great Millstone or not, But if we want to focus on Great Millstone solely, you got brothers in Australia, man. Okay, you got brothers in Europe, you got brothers in Africa, you got brothers in South America, all right, in the Caribbean, in the Philippines, America, Hawaii, Alaska, everywhere.
Call on we almost up out of here, man.
We almost out of here, man. That's what you got to remember. This shit about to be over with, man. All right, and you gotta have joy in that, man.
No pictures.
All right, being in this place sucks. All right, this place sucks, man. This is affliction. All right, sometimes it get depressing, and it's supposed to be that way. All right, we supposed to be feeling like shit. Why? Because we the ones who went against the law, statute, commandments of the Lord, right? That's the whole duty of man.
That's right.
All right, so the Lord brought these things upon us. Why? Because we sin against him. But at the same time, the Lord has woken us up to this truth so that we could believe in him and be saved, man. And we're in the times where the Lord's about to come back and save us, man. All right, you got to have that faith, man. We see the prophecies come to pass. All right, we see World War III about to happen. All those things, man, prove that the Lord's about to come back, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right. So Yahushua told them 2,000 years ago, his disciples, man, there shall be wars and rumors of wars. You're gonna hear about that. You're gonna see wars. You're gonna hear about it, which we hear about war in the media all the time. Especially the conflicts between Russia, Iran, China, and the West, man. Okay, so we're living in the times of the end, man. We are in the last days, man.
That's right.
Okay, it's no denying it, man. Blood moons, new moons, all these signs in the heavens. People seeing chariots, okay? People seeing all kinds of things happening in the earth, man. Wars, earthquakes, hurricanes, weird weather phenomena, diseases, plagues, measles outbreak, okay? All kinds of things are happening, man. So we're in the times of the end, man. Yahushua, the Son of the Heavenly Father, is about to make his return, man. He about to make his big second debut on the planet, and every knee shall bow.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right,
okay.
Brother.
You got something, bro?
Yeah.
You got a question?
Yeah. So is it called reincarnation? Is that like
Reincarnation,
Yeah.
regeneration.
regeneration? The same thing or no?
Con.
Okay, so Yahushua was here before he was in the actual flesh.
Yeah, he was
Like
he was here in different incarnations before he actually came as who we know
as the actual body that we know of.
as Yahushua. Before he came through the loins of Joseph and Mary, all right, he had other incarnations in past lives.
Gotcha.
All right, and one of them was King Solomon.
Okay.
Another one was Isaac. Another one was Adam.
And that's through the scripture, pretty much, like letting you know that. Like,
Yeah.
You want to get that?
And another
Yeah.
question too. So, is he here now?
Nah, Yahushua. Nah,
He on the right hand of the Most High.
he on the right hand of the Most
He got
High.
beamed up, man. He got taken up.
He gonna be there. He gonna be there until he come back in the chariots, man,
Yeah,
with
let
the
me
angels.
get that in Acts real quick, and then if you brothers have something, because he asked if the Lord was with us, and he's with us in the spirit,
Yeah.
Right.
But he's not
Right.
on the earth physically
Right,
now.
con.
All right,
Physically, he got took up.
that's right. This is Acts, the first chapter. All right, Acts 1. You there?
Yeah, man.
Acts 1 and 11. I started 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them. Matter of fact, I'm starting 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and the cloud received him out of their sight. You want to talk?
Con, man. So that's after Yahushua's death, and he's being his resurrection, and now he's being ascended up into the heavens into a cloud. All right, which that's what the world even calls UFOs. Okay, so he got beamed up into what the world calls a UFO, a chariot. Okay, and which the scriptures call clouds. Okay.
It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven.
Right. So the disciples, the apostles, was looking as Yahushua was getting beamed up in the heavens, like.
Can you imagine seeing that? You know what I'm saying? It says, behold, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel.
Right, which those are the angels. So the angels just appeared, just rolled on them.
Right, rolled up on them.
Just rolled up on them like that.
Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Right. So you men of Galilee, you Peter and John and James, right? Galilee was a region in what we know today as Israel, and land of Israel. Okay. And that's where a lot of the disciples were from. They were from that region of Galilee. Okay.
It says, this same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
Right. So he gonna come back in the clouds. He gonna come back in the chariots. All right, with the angels, man. That's how he gonna, the same way he left in the chariots with the angels. That's the same way he gonna come back this time.
I got another question. So
I know you're talking about the incarnations too. Let us not forget about that. But go ahead, ask your question.
all right, y'all gonna remember?
I've been trying to hit him up
so
on
they
it.
hit. All right, so you know how like the letter J wasn't invented to like early 1600s, something like that. So how do we look like, you know, if like Jacob or Jerusalem, like
Yaiquab, Yerushalayim.
So you just replace it with a Y?
You got to understand the ancient language.
Okay,
all right, there's an ancient language where there were no J's. Huh?
That Paleo
Hebrew.
Okay.
All right, there were no J's, there were no E's, there were no U's, there were no V's.